Hello and welcome at Stocks Advisor channel. Here we are looking for interesting buy opportunities for US-based stocks. Today we will talk about Southern Copper Corporation, traded at New York Stock Exchange, ticker name SCCO. Well, Southern Copper is a company that is growing very stably last half a year, and after the first COVID wave, it was showing very nice recovery sequence and even went beyond the pre-COVID levels. And you can clearly see here that from May, for example, to September, we observed very nice, almost linear channel growth using moving average 20 here as its support line, as a trend defining line, let's call it T1. And then what happened is that we have another kind of zigzagging upwards move here when starting from September towards beginning of October, actually entire month, we saw kind of correction line here, and then also moving averages were changing from so-called 20, 50, 200 pattern, which indicates a steady growth, to more like kind of moving average 20 and 50 trying to form a magic cross down, but instead they just touch each other at the beginning of October, and then another recovery sequence started here. And with this you can see another upwards trend being formed, and it looks to be a bit faster trend than T1, and this one we can call then let's say the correction one will be T2 and this will be T3. So the T3 trend is now ongoing, and now the question is what's the future, or at least nearest future, for Southern Copper Corporation, because technically the price is a little bit on a higher level, so it might be slightly bearish momentarily, but the question is how much and where we can enter. So to understand this, let's do a quick look to other parameters. We can clearly see now we are bouncing on the top of RSI channel, trying to go to overbought area here. And historically, usually when this happened for the stock, we can always see, like previously, for example, in June, in August, almost on September, we nearly touched these levels. We see standard stabilization or kind of correction going here for every line. For example, in June, then we went downwards wave of correction and then recovery. Similarly, we saw somewhere, let's say 20th of July, downwards correction and recovery. Similarly, in September, a stronger downwards correction and now recovery. So now we're again in a similar situation, and everything repeats the same. Also, if you look at MACD levels, here you can see we are making already second upwards wave, which is going down. So it's also slightly bearish, well, it is bearish indicator, and it creates momentarily a bearish pattern here. With this, we can say, well, the future is a slight correction, although the upwards wave that we observe now is quite bullish, because we see one wave started in October and finished somewhere 15th of October here. Then second wave started very slowly, and now it's flattening. So it's a flattening wave. It can be either going to beast mode, so going really like very high, or it might break. And if you look more or less to other parameters like RSI, for example, and MACD, the higher chances that it will break or slightly go for correction, as we also just discussed here, the previous cases that took place also with RSI being almost overbought. So with this, if this is going to happen, we have here very well echeloned defense lines. For example, we have moving average 20, 50 going in parallel. And by the way, moving averages are depicted here on the left. You see their legends. It's moving average 20, 50, and 200 being green, blue, and red lines correspondingly. Well, with this, you know that if this action should take place, you can enter with upcoming support levels here, and then there is very strong one support level, which is actually formed by two previous maximums of previous waves. It's a wave formed at September and also in about 10th of October. Also, you see some peaks of volumes on those levels, so meaning like although overall volume is traded quite well stable here, you can see that these are real and decent actually levels, so they form real and decent support line. Let's call it S1. Should the price slightly go a bit further down, there is another one also using as its basis some of the wave stops, for example the wave top of July 27, and then volatility levels of previous actions as well. So this one we call then S2, and with this this will open the first entry channel for the stock, so it will be anything below S1 and all the way towards S2. So this is the entry level which is advised for SCCO Southern Copper, because also taking into account that now the second wave is of COVID is in charge, and we see a lot of more lockdowns and restrictions are coming in many countries. It is expected a slight also bearish pressure here, overall making a correction for Southern Copper Corporation. Should the price go really further down, then it would mean really a break of the trend, so formation of another downwards trend. Then it will be advised actually to wait longer for stabilization, for correction, and the next line of support will be on these levels about 42. And of course the third line is this one, it's about 40, not given it we are going there, but just to depict it since it's on the chart. And with this, really like a last defense point, not given we go there, but just in case we have this plundering of the price, it would be advised then to enter with let's say final average down, really just to keep it in mind here on the level of S3, S4 channel. Because here also moving average 200 will work as additional support, and we will be on very strong support lines, especially S4, that were formed by maximum and inflection points of June and July. With this also it's advised to enter with so-called 1 to 2 average down strategy, meaning like you buy with one portion and you average down with two portions. All the area between S3 and S4 is actually very strong volatility zone. You can still try to play here as well, but this will be quite unpredictable, therefore it's better to wait here and to understand if we go further actually down, to understand what's going on, and to let the dust settle down, as it's said usually. And with this it's actually kind of unstable situation, but overall nothing looks to be bad for this stock. After a slight correction towards S1 level here, we should have a return, and then it will be clear either we will form actually a T3 trend will be reconfirmed, or maybe something else will be seen here, but we will look at it later to understand what was exactly the outcome of this current chart situation. With this, this is all for Southern Copper Corporation. And please also don't forget to subscribe to our channel, check our previous videos from where you will learn another interesting US-based stocks, entry opportunities, and if you like the analysis you can do your game there as well. Thank you for watching, and see you at another episodes at Stocks Advisor.